What's the most shocking thing you've overheard about yourself in a language you secretly knew? About 6 months ago, I moved into a new neighborhood with my two kids, Angela and Justin, ages 6 and 8. On day 1, we were greeted by our neighbor Tom. He was loud, energetic, great with kids, and talked so fast that when he mentioned being Spanish, I didn't even get a chance to tell him I understood the language too. My kids adored him. Within a couple of months, Tom was our regular babysitter whenever I had work. He was reliable, on the surface, and so good with the kids it seemed like a blessing. But then the unsolicited parenting advice started. He began telling me what medicine to give them, what bedtime was ideal, what snacks they shouldn't have, like he was reading out of a manual. When I politely asked him to dial it back, he gave me this wounded look and said, "I'm infertile. I see these kids as my own. If you knew you could never have children, you'd understand why I care this much." I pitied him. I really did. And because nothing about him seemed threatening, I let it go. But then I started hearing things from Angela and Justin. Small things at first. Tom says we don't need nap time, or Tom gives us candy before dinner. I figured he was just trying to be the fun babysitter, but it got darker. One day, Angela said, "Tom says he'd be a better dad than you are a mom." Justin added, "He says to listen to him, not you." And then came the line that chilled me. "Tom says he wants to be our dad but can't because of you." I felt physically sick. I didn't want to confront him in a way that would make things worse for the kids, so I invited him over for dinner one weekend. I cleaned, cooked, tried to keep everything civil. I hadn't told the kids he was coming, but they overheard. They got so excited and kept begging me not to ruin it or make Tom mad. That night, as soon as he walked in, the kids swarmed him. He made funny faces and hugged them like a sitcom dad. Then he looked up at me and something shifted in his expression. I asked him to join me at the table to talk. He declined, said he'd rather sit on the couch so the kids could sit on his lap. I told him the conversation wasn't one the kids should hear. He just smiled and said, "That's nonsense. What kind of mother forces her kids away from someone they love?" Angela shouted, "Uncle Tom's right." Every time I tried to speak, he twisted it, used my kids as a shield. We ended up watching cartoons, and the entire time he kept giving me this smug smile, like he'd already won. Then his phone rang. He stood, ruffled Justin's hair, and stepped into the hallway to take the call. I heard him switch to Spanish, still unaware I understood every word. That's when I moved to the kitchen and leaned quietly against the doorframe, just close enough to hear. I'll never forget what he said. He laughed and told whoever was on the phone, "Just a few more months before they're mine. I've already turned them against her. Now I just have to do something to one of them and frame her. CPS will take them away for neglect. And guess who they'll want to live with? That's right, me. Only me." I froze. My legs went weak. He continued, "Kids are so easy. Just offer them a surprise. Say you're disappointed. They'll say whatever you want." My whole body was shaking. When he walked back in, grinning like nothing was wrong, I smiled back because in that moment, I had a plan. And when Tom comes home from work tomorrow, he's going to get the surprise of his life.